Hey, what's up everybody? It's Riss. Welcome back to my channel. Now today I am so excited. One, because I feel like I'm starting to fall in love with like makeup and creating makeup tutorials again. I don't know why, but I'm like so excited to get on here and teach you guys makeup again. So I feel like I am falling in love with my first love. It is very exciting. But also, number two, Porsha Williams. Okay, I know girl, there's a lot of tea and controversy going on around her name, you know, but girl, we cannot deny this woman's beauty. She is absolutely stunning, and when she cut her hair, I almost cried. Not only her hair, but she's a baddie in general, but whoever does her makeup, oh, this picture popped up on my Twitter timeline and I saved it so fast. I literally have like 4 screenshots of this picture in my phone because every time I see it, I just like black out. She had this stunning to die for chocolate brown smoky eye, and that's what I want to recreate for you guys today. I saved this picture in my phone so many times because I knew that I wanted to recreate this look for y'all. And you know, if you're a beginner, this hopefully is super beginner friendly, and hopefully you can follow along. I always want my makeup tutorials to be super helpful for, you know, every woman, but specifically for the beginners and for the everyday woman, because I understand not everybody can hire a makeup artist, and so that's why it's super important to me that I teach you guys how to be your own makeup artist, so that you can feel beautiful and, you know, feel confident applying your makeup. Let me remind you that all of these products that I use in this video will be linked down below in the description box with the brushes, okay? I started linking my brushes too because I get a ton of questions about what brushes I use. It's very inexpensive, so I have those linked for you too. And if you like what you see here, once you get to the end of the video, if you enjoyed it, do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. There's gonna be a lot more where this is coming from, okay? Trust me. And I am super excited. So again, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so I'm gonna start by, well, first of all, I have already primed and I have some new products that I wanna use throughout this video. So I got a PR package in from Beautyblender and it was gorgeous. I love getting good PR packages in the mail. They sent over 2 primers, and the one that I used today on my skin that has it just looking so, radiant is their Opal Essence Serum Primer. This is absolutely gorgeous, and it has kind of like an iridescent type of hue to it. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a very unique product that I have never really used before, and so it's almost kind of like, it's borderline silicone-y, but it's very hydrating, and it just leaves your skin so beautiful. I don't know how to describe it, but this is such an amazing primer, and I cannot wait to see how it wears. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my oil underneath my eyes. If you haven't seen my updated makeup routine or just the new way that I apply my makeup, I'm gonna have it linked in the iCard somewhere up here and also down below in the description box. You definitely wanna go back and watch that because it'll be a lot of repeats of the techniques that I used in that video in this video. So the oil that I'm gonna use is my ELEMIS Superfood facial oil, and I'm gonna put 2 drops on the back of my hand, and I'm using my damp Real Techniques mini sponge to apply that right underneath my eyes so that they're not dry. And again, if you have not seen this new technique of mine, please go back and watch my last video because it'll help you out a ton. All right, so along with the primers and the beauty blenders, Beautyblender also sent over their Bounce foundation. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, the Bounce Liquid Lip Long Wear Foundation. Did I say liquid lip? I meant liquid whip. Now, this is in the shade 420. I kind of already took a look at it to see if it'll be my right shade. Now this seems a little, it seems like it'll be too light for my skin tone. So let me just, before I commit to applying it all over my face, I'm just gonna go ahead and swatch it Oh yeah, god dog it, that's way too light. And the other one they sent was way lighter than this one, so can't wear that foundation today. Dang man, I was excited to try this, but it's okay. Hopefully they'll send over a new color because I heard nothing but good things about this foundation. All right, so what foundation do I want to wear today then? I don't know. You know what? I think I'm just gonna use my Cover FX Power Play foundation. I haven't used this in a while, so let's just give this a go. This is in the shade G100, and I'm gonna apply this on the back of my hand. I believe this is a full coverage foundation, and if it's not full coverage, it's definitely buildable. I have a fresh beauty blender here, so I'm just gonna use my beauty blender today instead of my brush. And I'm just gonna go straight in and pounce this on my skin. Oh yeah, I forgot how much I like this foundation. Look at that. That primer, you guys, made my skin so prepped for my base. Like, I just feel like it made my skin so flawless before, you know, the foundation is even applied. And I feel like I haven't had that in a primer in a while. I mean, I've been loving, y'all know, my Too Faced primer serum, but I am running low on that one, and I didn't really like the Milk Makeup Hydra Grip primer that everybody raves about. It just did not do it for me. So this Beauty Blender primer is the bomb. This foundation is the bomb. I am so glad I chose this one. Actually, I'm just gonna put this on my vanity so that I can stop wearing it more, because oh my goodness. Whew. I feel like this is definitely a mattifying foundation, and if it's not matte, it's kind of like a velvet finish. Y'all saw how, not necessarily shiny, but you know, glowy and hydrated my skin was before I put on my foundation, and now it's kind of mattifying, but not all the way, and I actually kind of like that. All right, I'm gonna go in and spot conceal just to add a little bit more coverage, because I do not like more than really one layer of foundation. You know, my goal now is skin, and so after I apply the foundation, I'll conceal where necessary. Oh, and I'm using my Too Faced Born This Way concealer to spot conceal, and this is in the shade Toffee. I don't know what's going on with my lips, but something ain't right. All right, so the base is looking good and flawless. Y'all, I am so, y'all have no idea. My husband complimented me on my skin yesterday. My mom, every time we get on FaceTime, she's always talking about how good my skin looks now. Y'all have no idea how grateful I am that my skin is now acne free. Like, I have 0 breakouts on my skin right now. Oh my God. If you have not seen my acne skincare routine, I will have it up here in the iCards and also down below in the description box. Ugh, if y'all want some healthy skin, you need to go watch that video. All right, so I'm a little afraid to use this concealer, but we're gonna give it a go. Beauty Blender sent over their Bounce Airbrush Liquid Whip Concealer, and so I think I'm gonna use that today. This one is in the shade 420 Deep Golden, so I believe it's the same shade. Yeah, it's the same shade as the foundation. Instead of going in with the doe foot applicator, I'm going to take this is a MAC concealer brush, I believe, the flat concealer brush. I'm gonna take this and, oh yeah, that's a really good color. I didn't think this would be light enough. I don't want to over apply this concealer, which is the reason why I'm doing it this way instead of applying it straight with a doe foot applicator. The consistency of this concealer is really, really nice too, by the way. Okay, now I'm gonna hurry up and sculpt out my face using my contour. This is my Makeup Revolution Fast Base foundation in the shade F18, by the way. I feel like this concealer stick is a little bit too dark, especially for my nose contour, but we're gonna make it work. All right, now I'm gonna use that same mini sponge that I used to apply my oil, and I'm gonna blend out the concealer. I will say this dries down super fast, so if you're going to contour, you gotta hurry up, girl. I wonder when Beauty Blender is gonna come out with some kind of setting powder. I'm not sure if they have one already or not. I don't think they do. So I feel like whenever a brand releases complexion products, especially if they come out with, you know, foundations or concealers first, then they'll come out with some kind of powder. And I feel like if they don't have a setting powder yet, they're definitely about to come out with one. All right, so now that that is nice and blended, I'm gonna take that same Makeup Revolution foundation stick, and I am going to start contouring the rest of my face. By the way, this brush is amazing. It's the Morphe M449 brush. And if you have any like cream or powder products, this is the brush that you want to use. Oh my gosh, I feel like I need a lighter contouring product because this is just too dark for my liking. All right, now let's set everything. I'm gonna use my Danessa Myricks Evolution setting powder in the shade 03 Peach. I'm actually gonna use my sponge to set it today, but I'm gonna really press that into the skin. Now I'm gonna set my forehead area. You guys, this powder is so stunning. I keep saying it over and over again, but you need to get your hands on it because it's the most beautiful setting powder. Oh my goodness. Actually, I'm gonna take the excess and drag that underneath the contour area, even though I had not set that part yet. All right, now I'm gonna use my NARS bronzing powder to set that contour. All right, now I'm gonna take a little bit of my Mercier powder. I have not used this in I don't know how long. I'm gonna take some of that to clean up again the contour area, and I'm actually gonna let this bake. Oh, I know, shocking, right? And then I'm actually gonna put a little tiny bit underneath my eyes just to catch the fallout in case we do have any. All right, so here is the picture that we're going based off of. Ugh, absolutely stunning. I don't know who her makeup artist was that day, but girl, whoever it was, you snapped. Let's just go ahead and put a transition shade in our crease first. I have to pull up the baby monitor because y'all's niece is asleep. All right, I'm gonna use my MAC Saddle. That's what I use to contour my eyes, or my nose rather. So I'm just gonna put this all over and start kind of like defining that crease. All right, so the eyeshadow palette that I'm gonna be using that I feel is perfect for the occasion is my Juvia's Place Chocolates palette. And look at it, y'all. I mean, is it not the tones in the picture? Ah, okay, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here on kind of like an angle brush. And I am just going to define that eyebrow highlight. I don't think this shade is light enough for that. It might be, but I might have to put a lighter shade up there. Now I'm gonna go in with this kind of like a burnt brown, orangish brown shade. And I'm going to start building up my outer V area. I wish this palette had a mirror. I keep wanting to look in the mirror, but I can't because there is none. So I am just putting this on my outer V area. And I'm going to drag it upward. I actually kind of want to put this all over my eyelid instead of just the outer corner. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that because I need something for the darker shimmer shade that we're going to use to grab onto. So I'm just going to put that all over my eyelid with the same brush and, you know, just kind of keep blending it too. Okay, so in her crease area, it's kind of like an ombre. So up here is nice and clean. And then on the outer corner, it looks like black. So we're gonna build our way up to black. But first, I am going to use this shade in the palette. It's a really, really, really dark chocolate brown. It almost can mimic black, but it's not black. We're gonna use black the very last. I'm staying at the outer corner, and then I am dragging it up kind of towards the eyebrow, but I'm not taking it all the way to the eyebrow, if that makes any sense. Right now on a different brush, I'm gonna go back in with Saddle, and I'm just gonna go over everything that I just did to make sure that this is nice and blended, because this is a smoky eye and we do not want to caught having harsh lines out here, okay, period. All right, let's have some fun, girl. I'm gonna use this shade right here. Wait, where's it at? It's right here. This is the chocolate brown shimmer shade in the palette, and it is so stunning. Look at that. Oh God. I am going to tap this in the inner part of my lid. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Now you have to be careful with this one because it has a ton of fallout, and I knew it did, which is why I left some of that powder down there, but it doesn't even look like that powder is going to catch it. So hopefully this shade does not ruin my base. All right, so now it's time for our black shadow. I do not have one sitting in front of me, so I have to use another palette. This is my Soft Glam palette by Anastasia of Beverly Hills, and I'm gonna take this shade Noir. I always get intimidated still by black, even though I've been doing makeup for so long. Black eyeshadow is intimidating, okay? It doesn't matter who you are. So I am gonna tap that literally right at the outer corner, and I'm gonna tilt my head back so I can kind of see everything for the bigger picture, and I'm gonna slightly drag it up into my crease, but I'm gonna stop halfway like that. Keep it to the outer corner. By the way, this brush is the Morphe M443 brush. This is my favorite eyeshadow brush of all time. All right, I think the eyes are looking pretty good. The last thing we're gonna do eyeshadow wise, up top, because we still have to smoke out the bottom portion, I'm going to make this eyebrow highlight a little bit brighter. So I'm just gonna stay in my Soft Glam palette, and I'm gonna use this shade Orange Soda. All right, let's see how bright this one is. Oh yeah, I feel like that's bright enough. Yep. That's bright. I feel like y'all don't need to see me do my eyeliner and, you know, smoke out the bottom lash line, but if you want to see it, let's just go ahead and do it. All right, girl, the eyes are done. I absolutely love how it turned out. Keep in mind, I do not have the same eye shape as Porsha Williams, I don't think, so I am recreating this look to fit my face. So now I'm gonna apply my false lashes. I just got a PR box from Kiss in the mail, and they sent over some really bomb lashes. And so I'm gonna use these in the pack. This is the So Wispy curated collection, and I'm gonna use Pompadour. So I'm gonna apply those off camera, and we'll be right back to complete the face. Look at how stunning this eye look is, and these lashes. Oh, let me tell you something. Y'all know I love me a good demi wispy lash, right? This video is not sponsored. I just really wanted to recreate this look. I cannot explain to you how much I love a good wispy lash, especially from the drugstore, girl. And that's because I have a bunch of like high-end, more expensive lashes, but those lashes are so heavy on my eyes. I don't even like wearing falsies to begin with. So if I'm gonna wear falsies, they need to be nice, airy, wispy, lightweight, all of that. Like, I don't want to feel like I have caterpillars on my eyes. I just like, I can't get with it. So demi wispies or any kind of like drugstore wispy lash has always been my favorite, and I get extra points if the lash is dark, like black, which is why I love these Pompadour lashes so much. because there's all of these, you know, demi wispies in here and they're all gorgeous, but the pompadours are so dark and black. And so if you want a more dramatic lash that's still drugstore and considered like a demi wispy, go with these, girl. Kiss, you hit it on the nail, okay, period. All right, so I'm gonna use a little bit of my MAC Studio Fix powder, and I'm using my Real Techniques highlight, or this is actually a setting brush, and I'm just gonna wisp away all of that fallout. And it went away, y'all. Oh my gosh, I am so happy. There's a little bit of sparkle kind of like on the apples of my cheeks, but like I always say, I don't mind that. All right, now I am going to go ahead and get rid of all this other excess setting powder that I just have sitting on my face. That Mercier setting powder, although I haven't used it in a while, it is hands down my favorite setting powder to bake with if I am going to bake, which is why I just went ahead and pulled it out, because I knew I wanted to bake my contour area. Everything looks nice and flawless. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some blush. Let me take a peek at the picture one more time to see what she had on her cheeks. Yeah, it's like kind of not really pink, but like a nice corally, just like muted flush of color. I don't know what I have for that. I mean, I have my Juvia's Place blush palette. Actually, let's just go ahead and use this. I'm gonna use this shade right here. It's called Yaya, and I'm gonna use, of course, my Bare Minerals Blooming Blush brush. I always get that wrong. And just gonna go ahead and swipe that on. Yep, that's giving me what I need, because it's very subtle, but it still gives a nice, you know, flush of color, which is what we want. Okay, so for my highlight, I'm actually not going to use my Danessa Myricks palette today. I know. I'm going to go back to my old faithful Laura Mercier. This is her loose, what is it? Translucent Loose Setting Powder Glow. Now look, if you've been here for a while, you know that this is absolutely one of my favorite highlighters or powders or just whatever ever. I cannot get enough of this stuff, and I feel like it's impossible to go overboard, but it still gives you, you know, that nice natural glow, bronzy from within type of glow. Look at that. And the thing about this, you can put it everywhere, girl. Just bronze yourself up. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and pop that on my shoulders, okay? All right, I'm gonna use my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist to set my face. So for the lips, I feel like I've been looking at the picture long enough to know that she has a nude lip on, but it has a peach undertone and it's a gloss. So I am gonna go ahead and line my lips with my KKW Beauty Nude Lip Liner in the shade Nude 3. So I whipped out my Old Faithful. This is Ulta Beauty's Velvet Matte Lip Crown in the shade Sunstone. And again, if you've been here, girl, you know that this is one of my favorite lip products ever. I absolutely love lip crayons. Oh my gosh, all of these old favorites that I'm bringing out right now is like making me feel some type of way. I have to keep this stuff at my vanity. You know, when you get a ton of product in the mail, you're so eager to try it all, just, you know, to discover new favorites, that you forget about all of the old stuff that you used to be in love with. And girl, I am about to go shopping in my makeup chest, because last but not least, we're gonna throw on a gloss. I actually have the perfect gloss. Sorry, looking at the baby monitor. I have the perfect gloss to put over top of this, and this is gonna give it just a hint of more of a peachy feel. And this is Too Faced Lip Injection Lip Gloss in the shade Secure the Bag. So let's see, hopefully this isn't too light. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh God, this is literally exactly what I wanted. Oh my goodness. I just get so happy when my makeup turns out bomb. Now I'll tell you something about these lip injections. They are lip plumpers, okay? So if you don't like that mentholy feeling on your lips, you probably want to stay away from these, even though they're the bomb. I don't mind the feeling, I actually enjoy it. All right, you guys, so that is it for this recreation tutorial. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Of course, if you did, you know what to do. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below and let me know how I did. Did I nail it? Did I miss something? Oh, and by the way, I said that my lips were the last step. I actually forgot to apply some mascara to my bottom lashes. And for my bottom lashes, I typically always reach for my L'Oreal Telescopic mascara. This was fun. This was really, really fun. I have a goal to fall madly in love with makeup all over again, and I am starting to. There's just something about me sitting down at my vanity, doing my hair, doing my makeup, getting glam, and you know, just feeling really good and really pretty. And honestly, I feel like YouTube is about to, and I was talking to my husband about this the other day, I feel like YouTube is about to get back to the basics, meaning what we used to love on YouTube. I feel like people are about to start loving again. I don't know, it might just be me, but I feel like makeup tutorials are making their way back. So I definitely want to get on that wave early. All right, y'all, as always, all of the products that I use will be linked down below in the description box. And if you want, you can go back and watch my updated makeup technique video. And also, if you want to know how I do my eyebrows, I still have 2 really good eyebrow tutorials here on my channel, so I have those linked down below too. Follow your girl on Instagram if you're not already. We have a lot of fun over there, and I'm actually about to start doing either weekly lives or, you know, just something to interact with you guys on a more personal basis. And so I asked Instagram stories yesterday if they wanted to see me go live or just do like PR unboxings on my stories. So you can comment down below and let me know if that's something that you're interested as well. All right, I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I will talk to you in my next video. Mwah! Bye.